Meeting for Tuesday, July 19th, 7 p.m. Can we have a pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Fire evacuation procedures. In the event of a fire emergency, there's a door in the back of the room you could exit, or the door to my left, and then go down the stairs and away from the building. Roll call.
Donna Corbin-Zabinski.
Here.
Virginia Higley. Here. Robert Hendrickson.
Here.
Kevin Zorda.
Here.
Nancy Martin. Sean Dean. Ann Collins.
Here.
Phil Kober.
Present.
Can we seat Phil?
Yeah.
Thank you. Next on our agenda is executive session. We want to stay here, or do we want to go down the hall?
I think we're gonna.
We gonna stay here?
Yeah, if you want to stay here, we can have the other members of the chambers leave, and then we can call them back
Okay,
in.
it shouldn't be long.
Yeah.
If the audience doesn't mind stepping
Yeah.
out for a few minutes. We'll call you. We'll have you come back in.
I'll make a motion to enter executive session to discuss pending litigation.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
It is 7:01.
If you could just state for the record that no motions or votes were taken.
Somebody else.
So, Madam Chairman, Georgie was just asking if you could just clarify for the record. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you heard her, so, okay.
Yeah, thank you. So we're back in regular session, regular meeting for July 19th. The executive session, we had no decisions or votes were taken. We just discussed cases with attorneys. So we'll move on from there. And next on our agenda is public participation. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak regarding items not on the agenda? Is there anyone who wants to speak regarding items not on the agenda? One last time, who wants to speak regarding items not on the agenda? Saying none, we move forward. Agent comments? Correspondence. Excuse me. We did get the pending land use cases from the attorney, as she mentioned. We do have on our desk was a letter from APAB. Did you see it on? Dated July 19, 2022. It's the 2022 Prudential Vernal Pool year 2 monitoring.
Excuse me, Ms. Chair. That was for the report of planning staff. I was going to go over that if you, that's fine. It's just an update from the Winstanley site on 113 North Maple about their vernal pool monitoring as part of their original condition.
Then we have this one here, which is Stafford Interconnection Data Service, June 29, 2022. Anybody has?
It's a water diversion permit from the State Department of Energy and Environmental Protection.
Then I just pointed out to everybody, I saw the Kings meeting, and they talked about brownfields. So I went on the website for the Department of DEP, and I found the listing. For us, it wasn't too bad. I just printed out the Enfield list. My last list was updated in 2015. This is updated 2018. So, you know, they don't update it too often. But it is a listing, and I just gave you the Enfields. There is another one that I saw, Georgie, but I did not print it. And I've had this one before. It's a list of contaminated or potentially contaminated sites. It's on the DEP site. It's like 430 pages. Enfield is over 25.
So we have the Enfield chapter, and we use it when applicants come into the office daily.
Yeah, if somebody wants to see it, it is out there. I didn't print it for you, but it's like 25 pages.
That's where the questions on your application about environmental restrictions come from.
Yeah. That's very good. You can see that was out there. Approval of minutes, July 5th, 2022.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for July 5th, 2022.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, we have roll call, please.
Donna Corbin Savinsky.
Yes.
Virginia Higley, yes. Robert Hendrickson.
Abstain.
Kevin Zorda.
Yes.
Ann Collins.
Yes.
Phil Kober.
Yes.
5 in favor, 1 abstain, motion passes. Next, we have the town attorney report. There was none. There's no continuing public hearings. There's no new public hearings. There's no old business. So next on our agenda would be IW 660, 68 West Shore Drive, application for the replacement and repair of a driveway. Jason and Jessica Bouchard, applicant owners, map 96, lot 21, R33.
Hello. Jason Bouchard, 68 West Shore Drive, Enfield, Connecticut.
You want to give us a little background?
Sure. My wife and I purchased the property 15 years ago. The driveway starts up at the road. It is actually, the opening is a 24-foot opening, which is not lined up with the property. It actually looks towards the next property, so part of the driveway is not usable, and slopes down as a curve, as you'll see from the documents that were provided. The original one is still there, to a bottom driveway that is not flat. It's actually a 3-foot kind of grade down to the home. Over the years, the driveway is starting to obviously fail because it's been old. There was a driveway was there when we bought it. I would imagine it's original to the home when it was originally rebuilt in 1980. We have that information from the town records. It was knocked down and rebuilt in the 80s. So I imagine that's the original driveway still. And what we're looking to do is improve the driveway by adding a new stairway that's centered on the front door of the house with a flat driveway at the top. Right now, currently, when it rains, there's a lot of water coming towards the house. There are two drains that exist previously that were there as a part of the original building. Their drains are probably about maybe the size of this base, 3 inches across. They are starting to fail as well. There are cracks all around there, and the water just goes in. When we get a good rainstorm right now, the water will go all the way to the front door. So there's a lot of water that comes down that driveway. So we're looking to try to mitigate that from coming at the house. Luckily, we haven't had any issues with water at the house, but it's enough water when it does rain. You look at it and you're like, there's gallons of water coming at the house per minute. Because that driveway is just very sloped, very, very steep. It is when the FEMA redrew the maps after the 100-year flood, we got put into the floodplain, but I hired a engineer to evaluate the property, and the property has such a difference between the water side and the street side that we were actually removed from the floodplain. So that should tell you how much of a incline we're talking about from the road down to the home, then home down to the water. And so what we're looking to do is just do what's already at the back of the house. The town in the 1980s put a sewer line in the back of my home, and they terraced the yard. So there's a terrace of grass at the water edge, which then there's a cement retaining wall the town put in, and then we have a deck, and then there's the home, first level of the home. And when you look at the front of the home, it's the second level. So we're looking to just continue that terrace kind of idea by putting a flat driveway at the top, opening up a bigger opening. We'll have a 24-foot opening with a normal curbing on either side of the rest of the driveway. So the driveway would be bigger than the opening, which is what we're looking to do. Put barrels up there and that kind of thing.
So it looks like you're going to have the stairs go up to a concrete area? Is that going to be like a patio or something?
So what we're doing is, if you look, the house is down here, where I have the stairway come up all the way to the driveway. The stairway is now centered on the front door. Originally, there was wood stairs that came off all the way on the property boundary that were wood. Those have obviously started to fail after 30 years of being there. So we'd like to go to concrete, which would be a lot more stable. We'd like to take the bottom driveway, flatten that, and also make that concrete in a usable space for us.
Yeah, and then you're going to remove a deck?
No, there's no deck being removed. No, everything's there.
It says it on the site plan.
Yeah.
There's something on the site plan that says removing deck.
There's we built a little garden, with just to make it flat. None of the land from the top of the road to the house is flat. There's nothing flat. So if you ever want to do any planting or anything like that, we've over the years just made kind of propped up a couple boards and put planters on, stuff like that. So that's all we've done. That will be removed, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I did have a question. I think you updated your list. Where is it? Somewhere here. To add the silt fencing and the barriers on both sides of the house? Both sides of the property?
Yes, they plan on using sediment barrier for the silt fencing or the silt socks. There was a departmental comment on OpenGov from our engineering department that we just got, which the applicant saw and responded to. The engineering comment was sediment barrier is recommended to be installed along the west property line, similar to the east property line. This will protect the abutting property when the excavation is done for the pipe installation. The proposed pipe and yard drains connect to an existing pipe. Where does the existing pipe outlet, and does it run through the abutting lot, which appears to be owned by the Lake Association? Mr. Bouchard's response was the existing pipe outlet is not on the abutting lot. It is on 68 West Shore Drive. But yeah, it should be recommended to install silt fencing around the entire project.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're going to remove stumps and do all these other, remove that little deck thing.
Yep. Also, I'm going to add on that, they'll be removing a total of 6 stumps.
Right. Did anybody have any questions or comments or additions? Let's see what else I wrote on here.
May I say, as a homeowner, you did a great presentation.
Yes, you
Very
did.
understandable when you were done.
You did.
It was very useful when my daughters were young. They loved it as a ski slope and a slope. It's not so useful anymore. Now that it's breaking apart.
Yeah. Okay, I don't think I had. I didn't have anything else. Did you want to say any more, or?
Do we know where this outlet, where this pipe outlets?
Yes, I do. So if you're looking at the property where the Shaker Lake is on the top of the page, to the right of the property, you'll see there says stone pavers. And over there, they didn't actually indicate it, but between the stone pavers and there's a four-season porch, there is a small hand-built, like stacked stone, like kind of barrier with just regular stone. It's not even more than a foot tall. It was there when we bought the house. In the middle of that, a pipe outlet comes out. That is what feeds into not only the two existing drains in the front of the home, but also one of the roof drains as well. So all the roof drains when we bought the home were already buried into the ground and had outlets in different places. So we've discovered them as we've owned the home for the years.
Wonder what this is. Any other comments, questions, concerns? Right?
Okay, I will make a motion, sorry. I will make a motion to approve IW number 66068 West Shore Drive, application for the replacement and repair of the driveway, Jason and Jessica Bouchard, applicant owners, map 96, lot 21, R33, zone LOD, with our standard conditions and site-specific condition that silt fence will be put up all around the site. And does that need to be put onto the final plan as well?
Yes, yes.
And put onto the final plan.
Okay, so I just need my engineering company to update this with silt all along. Okay,
Correct.
that's no problem.
Thank you.
And then do we resubmit to you?
Yep, you'll get a next steps letter about exactly what you have
Okay.
to submit.
Perfect.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Excuse me, can we have roll call, please?
Donna Corbin Sabinski.
Yes.
Virginia Higley, yes. Robert Hendrickson.
Yes.
Kevin Zorda.
Yes.
Ann Collins.
Yes.
Phil Kober.
Yes.
6 in favor, motion passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For your new driveway. Good luck. And good luck. Next on our agenda is IW 661, 18 and 36 Mullen Road, application for the expansion of an outdoor storage area at 18 Mullen Road, and installation of an access drive and wetland crossing at 36 Mullen Road. Connecticut Organics LLC applicant, R&L Mullen Road LLC, and CML Realty LLC owner, map 16, lot 51 and 42 I-1 zone. Hi,
Hello there.
state your name and address.
Sure. My name is Brennan Shahan. I'm an operations manager for Connecticut Mulch Distributors, 70 Mullen Road.
Hey. Would you like to?
Thank you for coming tonight.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just going to go over my staff report really quickly. Just some findings that staff discovered during preliminary review. Just quick history. The Mullen application was dropped off on a Friday, and packets go out on Friday, so we don't usually do reviews on Friday. So it's an application for a wetlands permit for 18 and 36 Mullen Road. Both properties contain a significant amount of wetland soils on them. 36 Mullen Road is currently used as a forestry operation, and 18 Mullen is used for processing and bagging of wood products such as mulch. The developed parts of both sites are separated by an open field. The proposal calls for an expansion of outdoor storage by 3.4 acres located in the field on the western side of the wetland at 18 Mullen Road, as well as a wetland crossing. The wetland crossing will involve 3,633 square feet of wetland fill. The proposal can be defined as a significant activity. Upon initial staff review of these submitted materials for this wetland application, it was found that there are several items of concern in regards to the requirements of the application process and the submitted site plans. Until these questions are answered, staff recommends the agency to continue this application until the next regular meeting held on September 6th. If the agency decides to do so, that will put them at day 63 of the 65 allowable timeframe to either hold a public hearing or to make a decision. The agency also has the authority to declare a public hearing, what I said already. At this time, the application is technically considered incomplete. The applicant does also have an ART, which is an administrative review team meeting with engineering, building, traffic, fire, health, so forth. This is scheduled for August 3rd at 10 a.m. to discuss the proposal. Then I went into a little bit of detail, talked to you about the application missing materials, which we'll address during the ART on August 3rd, I mean, just to make sure that all of our stones are covered with the application requirements. And that is all I have so far.
So I'm thinking, because we don't have enough info, it's an incomplete application.
Right.
They haven't gone to the ART for their review yet, which they provide us with a lot of information as well, that maybe we hold this off until our next meeting, September 6th. There is a lot of wetlands that's going to be filled, so are people thinking we should do a public hearing, or?
Well, maybe you can tell us a little bit about what his project is, what your intent is, what you're going to do.
Sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Sure, I can give a quick review of the
Yeah,
project. The 18 Mullen Road is the bagging operation. It's a division of Connecticut Mulch. We started it a couple of years ago. We came before planning and zoning, and we built a storage yard out back of the property. We quickly realized that storage yard wasn't enough to carry the capacity for the product that we're selling during the spring, early spring and summer months. As a result of that, we were able to go through planning and zoning and get a text amendment to increase the allowable storage area that was approved. And so now we're before the commission to expand our storage area, so we're able to carry more volume. That's very important for the operation to pre-bag that material so it's sold on demand during the early months of April and May and then into June. We find that with the business at Connecticut Mulch and the business at Connecticut Organics all have that demand all at once. It's very difficult to try to bag material and operate Connecticut Mulch at the same time. So the storage facility expansion would really facilitate our ability to satisfy the customers moving forward. The purpose for the road traveling between the two properties is we feel that it will significantly increase the safety of the operation as a whole, with on-site equipment driving back and forth between the two operations that's needed on a daily basis. And for the exit of the truck traffic that leaves the bagging facility, it's currently reused the entrance and exit at 18 Mullen Road, and it works, it's sufficient, but is it the exit down at 36 Mullen Road would be, the sight line is beautiful, quarter of a mile in either direction. It would just be such a nicer, safer thing for trucks to leave the property. That's pretty much the project as a whole. Georgiana did bring it to our attention that there was a lot of missing
Pieces.
parts to the application. I met with Tim Coons from Russo Engineering this morning and brought this letter to his attention. He went over it. We went over it together. He was going to get with staff and make sure that all the appropriate changes were made and that the application was full before it was reviewed by the commission here. So thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, Ms. Chair. I do want to add, usually our process involves an ART first. And sometimes applicants might not be aware, they haven't had that preliminary discussion with staff before. And with this applicant, all we did was the text amendment, and I do not believe he was informed of the ART process or by his engineer. So once we have that ART, a lot of these questions will be answered, and staff will be able to provide you a more thorough, more detailed report.
Thank you. That'd be good. Thank you. But, yeah, so if we want to do a public hearing now, we would have to say that today, correct? To give time. Because it'd be 65 days. It'd be too short afterwards.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the residents would want to come.
Properties around there.
I think the residents would want to come down.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
So you have 65 days to open a public hearing, 65 days to make a decision without a public hearing. So if the agency decides to have a public hearing, it would be held on the next regular meeting.
That's what I was thinking, the 6th. Any thoughts, comments on the public hearing?
I'd like to see a public hearing. I think that it's impacted, and I think that the neighborhood might want to be coming.
Yeah, I'm inclined to kind of feel the same, just because I think the wetlands cover, I think it ends up being over 3 acres, so it falls under the
Yep.
significant activity, even if there's not immediate residential impact.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a community right there.
Yeah, it is. So, yep, that's fine.
Yep.
Do we need to make a motion?
Do we need to make a motion for a public hearing?
Yes, so on the back of my staff report, I gave you 2 motion recommendations, motion to continue or motion to continue and hold a public hearing.
I will make a motion to continue and hold a public hearing on IW number 661, 18 and 36 Mullen Road, application for the expansion of an outdoor storage area at 18 Mullen Road, and installation of an access drive and wetland crossing at 36 Mullen Road. Connecticut Organics LLC, applicant R&L Mullen Road LLC, and CML Realty LLC, owners, map 16, lot 51 and 42, I-1 zone. That'll be at the September 6th, 2022 regular meeting of the Enfield Inland Wetlands and Watercourse
Gives you a little time.
Agency.
Second.
I will second that motion.
Yeah, okay. Making it, Phil, second it? Okay, any more discussion? Yeah. Can we have roll call, please?
Donna Corbin Savinsky.
Yes.
Virginia Higley, yes. Robert Hendrickson.
Yes.
Kevin Zorda.
Yes.
Ann Collins.
Yes.
Phil Kober.
Yes.
6 in favor, motion passes. So that gives you a little time.
All right, thank
for
you
the
so
public
much.
hearing, to get everything together. And
Yeah, we'll get it all together for you. Thank
yeah.
you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. We'll see you September 6th.
Yep. Enjoy August. Thank you.
That was a beautiful motion, Commissioner Zorda. Really well thought.
One breath.
Did well. Next is our enforcement reports.
So there's one that Rick just typed up for the agency for 36 Mullen, and that is pending right now.
Okay. We'll read that later. Report of planning staff?
I do have one report, is our next POCD meeting coming up on the 27th, held virtually at 6:30 p.m. And then we're going to have another meeting at the Pearl Street Firehouse, right? 11 Pearl Street at the old firehouse down the street here. That will be an in-person POCD workshop on the 3rd. August 10th, I'm sorry, August 10th.
If I might, just, it's probably going to be more of like an interactive workshop to let people in town just come in, walk out, look at the posters, have little conversations. So I'll probably be there from like 4 to 8, but it's still to be determined.
Yeah.
So it's basically, it's focusing on Thompsonville and the train station.
Oh, okay.
Georgie, could you give us just an executive overview on that AECom correspondence you mentioned earlier?
Absolutely. So AECom is a environmental and engineering firm that was hired by Win Stanley during the 113 North Maple Street distribution facility application before inland wetlands in 2020. As part of their condition of approval from the Wetlands Agency, they're required to report their vernal pool monitoring every 2 years. This is their recent report, and I read through it, and they show you a quick synopsis of what they discovered on site. They sent out their biologists, and they observed a couple of tadpoles, couple of frogs here and there, but nothing too extravagant for the vernal pool. And then they supply you a map of the wetlands, location, and some pictures of the frogs and the tadpoles seen on site and what they discovered.
So I do have one thing too. For our website, we found a couple errors, got pointed out to me. I found it about 5 o'clock tonight, so.
Yeah, no problem.
I took a picture, so you could have them. But for today's meeting, 68 West Shore Drive, if you look down the website, it has application D narrative. If you click on narrative, it takes you to something from P&Z about High Street Serape's Restaurant.
I will definitely fix that.
I'll
My
give you this as a
apologies.
reminder. And then on the other application, 18 and 36 Mullen Road, the site plans is actually 68 West Shore Drive.
Interesting. Thank you very much for letting me know.
Okay?
No, I will
You want
fix
this,
that.
or-
Oh, it's okay. I'll go
Okay.
tomorrow morning. Usually we keep the applications up until the appeal period's passed and I take them down.
But just
I'll
you
fix
could
it.
Fix them, yeah. Okay. Could you explain, what is the master packet again?
The master packet is a complete packet of everything that you get. So it would contain the agenda, it would contain the minutes, any correspondence that the staff have, any town attorney reports, any continuation of old applications, old public hearings, and then it also contains all the materials for the new applications. So for example, Commissioner Hendrickson missed the last meeting, so he did not receive the site plans for 68 West Shore or 1836 Mullen. The master packet contains those, right? For today's meeting, Commissioner Hendrickson was in attendance, so he got the staff report and everything else in his packet, but the packet will still reflect all those application materials, including my staff report. Depending on when we receive an application, sometimes they come in on Friday. I might not have a staff report ready for you right then and there. So usually you always get the staff report, and once my staff report is completed, it's also included in the master packet. So basically it's everything that the commissioners get, just combined into a PDF file that we put on the website for the public.
Because I did see, again, while looking at these, that was brought to my attention, there's on these two applications we did today, there's deeds and there's a butter
Oh yeah,
listing.
sometimes it'll
So
be
we don't
more
have
than
any of that.
everything. We don't usually supply the deeds because most of the times there's nothing relevant in the deeds unless it relates to some kind of restriction, environmental restriction, wetlands restriction, so forth.
Because I don't normally look at it, because I got my packet.
No worries. So I did forget to
thinking,
mention
am I
that.
supposed to
Lori
be
just
looking at
reminded
this
me.
stuff, or-
Sometimes it will be a butters, which is not a requirement for wetlands public hearings, more so a requirement for ZBA, but sometimes some applicants just submit them. There might be additional materials that you might not get in your packet just because it might not be that relevant to you making a decision on that application, like deeds, butters. They're just mailing labels, basically.
Because I just look at what's in our packet.
Yeah,
Normally.
yeah. So
I thought-
I should have emphasized more on that. That it's everything that the applicant supplies to us. Deeds, letter transmittal sometimes will be in there. A quick, I give so and so permission to apply for this application on my behalf. You guys don't need that. Just little things.
little things like that.
Yeah, you guys get all the important things like the stormwater report, drainage analysis, watershed maps, so forth.
Because I want to make sure we're all reading the same documents,
Yep, and then most of the time, I just want to clear the air on the stormwater and the drainage reports. When these come to us, it's like 1 or 2 to 3 pages of paragraph form, a quick overview, and then it's just pages and pages and pages of calculations and tables that our engineer would look at or the applicant's engineer would look at. So we usually just provide you that overview because that describes all those tables. So, for example, the application you're receiving tonight has a 1-page stormwater paragraph. And you guys don't need all those tables, and it just saves paper for us in the long run. So,
Okay.
But if you did want to see those tables, it's in the master packet, it's online.
We can go look at them. Okay.
Super. And so, for the project today that we, are continuing, does that, you automatically transfer that over to the
we would
next?
transfer it over to the next master packet.
Thank
So like,
you.
for example, when we had the Win Stanley application, every master packet that Win Stanley was involved at had every single material in it. And unlike your packets, which may have not because they were either repetitive or not really that relevant to you.
Right, perfect.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Thanks. Any more report?
No.
Next is new applications to be received.
I do have one that we received on a Friday. Right now, it's incomplete because we're just missing the fee, which I have no doubt that they will pay. New application to be received, IW 662 for I-197 and 199 Weymouth Road. Application for the expansion of the Enfield Fire District Number 1 station. Station 2 Building Commission is the applicant. Enfield Fire District Number 1 are the owners. Map 69, Lot 232 and 313 are 33 zone. They will be heard on September 6th.
Perfect. Then we have, our next regular meeting is going to be September 6th. In September, being this is an even year, 'cause we have no meetings in August, then we have organizational meetings, which we elect officers and we review our bylaws. So I don't know, we may do that at the second meeting of September or the first meeting. Depends what we have on the
Yeah.
Docket, yeah.
on the docket. But if you just want to look at your bylaws for any suggestions you may want to update between now and our next
And they're
meetings.
on the webpage.
And they're on the webpage as
Yep,
well.
they should be in your binders. If for some reason your binder is missing it, please contact me and I'll provide you a copy.
Right.
Yep.
So, other than that,
Ready? Second.
so Phil, Ginny, all in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned
Time?
at 7:59.
Thank you.